and this is the voice of reason, where I always spit the truth, that real truth, that logical shit, not that stupid fanboy cocksucking point of view that everybody here in the YWC has that makes no sense and has no facts back to it. This is real truth, baby. And before I even get started, you're probably wondering, what the fuck you holding on your shoulder? What is this piece of hunk of junk here? For you people under like 20 years old, this is a real championship belt. Feast your eyes, motherfuckers. The Smoking Skull Heavyweight Championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin's customized belt. It says Attitude on it. Yeah, motherfuckers, this is a real championship, not no fucking spinner, fucking blinged out shit that John Cena brings. This fucking foam piece of shit that I got for $5 at like Kmart or something has more prestige than the actual fucking title that The Rock is wearing right now. Anyway, this video, I'm going to look at some things that were in the Attitude Era and compare them to how they hold over in the PG era, and finally get to the bottom of which is better. So, I made a list. Without further ado, hit that list! So the first thing you see in the show, what introduces you to the show, is the theme song. The theme song is the first thing you hear. It's what gets you pumped up. It's what describes the show. It's what characterizes the show in one song. So you hear the song and you know what the show's going to be like. Now, let's look at the theme songs from the Attitude Era and the PG era, right? Back then, you had the whole intro video. You had Stone Cold walking like in the dark alleyway. It looked like it was like an underground fight club. It was like illegal to be there. You were watching something that you shouldn't be watching. There's fucking helicopters and shit, like searchlights, barrels with fire, people fighting, fucking images of wrestlers on the screen. It's all badass. And then you hear, you just get fucking jacked for it. Like, yeah! That's what it makes you do. It makes you fucking go crazy. Thorn in your eye, baby. Fast forward to today. And what do you have? Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. What the fuck is that? Tonight is the night. That has to be the worst fucking theme song that has ever existed for any show. Fucking like Three's Company's fucking theme song is better than this shit. It's the most pussy song I've ever fucking heard in general. So, theme songs are supposed to make you get ready. It's supposed to characterize the show. So you have thorn in your eye. You're like, yeah, I want to fucking kill somebody. Tonight's the night. It's like, I just picture like, tonight is the night. Like a little fucking guy trying to be tough, but he's faking it. And that's what the WWE is. It's a bunch of like skinny, like, 100-pound guys like me trying to be tough, but they're not. It's just the most pussy fucking song. The show, fucking take out Raw, it should just be called fucking Pussy. Pussy Night, Monday Night Pussy. Have fucking pink colors, pink lights, have fucking pink ropes, John Cena come out with his cancer t-shirt, and there you go. The song actually fits the show. Tonight is the night to get the fuck out of here. So the fans of the Attitude Era and the fans of the PG Era, you can totally tell which fan crowd, which population is more dominant. Whenever you watch like an Attitude Era Raw, these people fucking pop and fucking cheer over fucking anything. It's like fucking Takamichi Noku could get a standing ovation. It's amazing. Now you bring out like a fucking main eventer like Ryback, and it's like fucking, it sounds like hardly anybody's cheering, besides the fucking Pump Didn't Feed Me More. When that dies out, nobody's fucking cheering. The fans today just, and I can't even blame them. How are you gonna cheer a bunch of bullshit? This shit sucks. What are you gonna fucking pop for, And the guys that are supposed to get booed, like, don't even get a reaction these days. Back then, you have a heel come out like fucking Triple H. People would go fucking nuts, fucking trying to drive this guy out of the arena, especially Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon comes out, holy shit. You have fucking like 30,000 people saying, asshole, asshole, asshole. Now you have a top heel guy come out, like Cody Rhodes or something. Not even a fucking little boo from anybody. Nobody gives a shit. And then you had like, you just look at the crowd in the Attitude Era video. It's like everybody's holding signs and shit. You know, it's like a fucking it's amazing. It's like a fucking a color spectrum of a bunch of signs and shit. A bunch of fans go crazy like, yeah, I'm at Raw, baby. Now you look at the crowd and they're all like this. They're all like looking on their phones and shit because they're so bored. You can't really blame them. You know, it's amazing. Compare a pop that Austin got whenever he came out in the Attitude Era to a pop that even John Cena gets. You know, Attitude Era Austin gets like fucking 110% fucking cheers. John Cena gets like 50%, 40% cheers, 60% boos. That's the fact, Jack. One thing I really miss about like fucking like WWE and the shows is like you never see like stuff happen backstage anymore. Whenever you do, it's like the cheapest beatdown. It's like somebody like just hits a guy and throws him into the fucking wall, and there you go. Ooh, I'm scared now. That's a huge beatdown. I'm gonna go crazy on some foreign boards now. Yeah, Attitude Era's back, baby. It's like so fucking cheap. Back then, you would have people fighting backstage like it was nobody's business, you know? You have people like backstage throwing trash cans at each other, fucking taking like fucking machete swords, fucking cutting people's dicks off and shit. No, getting forklifts, dropping crates on people. Now it's like you throw them into the wall. Holy shit, guys, this is intense. This is scary. So, and also like you would go like they would go outside, you know, fucking fighting the Mississippi River and shit. You just had like stuff take place outside of the ring, you know. Sometimes for this to be real, you have to see what they're doing when they're not in the ring, you know. So it's like you're watching this now, you see them fight in the ring, and then you wonder, backstage they're probably just fucking hugging each other and like, you know, and going on each other's Facebooks and shit. I want to see them fucking fight backstage and shit, have some fucking brawls, man. And then shut the fuck up, stop ringing, fucking piece of shit. No. Alright, sorry about that. So back then, you know, like, you would have them fucking go fighting the crowd. You, like, rarely have them. You had them this Monday fighting the crowd, but it lasted, like, all the fucking, like, 1 minute. But back then, you had them fighting the crowd. You know, they do some crazy shit in the crowd. Jeff Hardy fucking doing Swanton Bomb off the fucking, the leveling in MSG in Survivor Series 2002. You know, you have them do some fucking cool shit in the crowd. Take the fucking action outside the ring once in a while. It's not gonna hurt. I promise. Yeah, match quality. This, you know, all these fucking points you have to be mentally retarded to disagree with. But I'm gonna fucking tell you anyway. Match quality. You think of all the great matches that WWE had back then in the Attitude Era. Like, look at the DVDs WWE makes. It's always matches from the Attitude Era. There's like fucking like 20 matches from the Attitude Era and 2 matches, you know, from after the Attitude Era on the DVD of best of whatever. But you look at the matches back then, like how many great matches they had on a constant basis. And now today it's like, you can't get great matches. You get great matches like every 7 months, you know? It's like, you get Jericho versus Punk last week. What the fuck was the great match before that? What was it, like fucking, like Brock versus Cena, and that was in April? You know, it's really bad, man. It's like the same old fucking matches, the same boring ass slow matches every fucking time. In the Attitude Era, you know, you would have these matches, these vicious beatdowns. They were like brawls. They felt real. You had blood, fucking people beating the shit with each other with chairs in the head, fucking barbed wire, a bunch of weapons, a bunch of false finishes, a bunch of near falls, guys doing each other's finishes on each other, ref bumps. It was like, holy shit. This is fucking awesome. Who's gonna win? We were invested, you know? And now the fucking match mentality is like rest hold, rest hold, punch, rest hold, kick, rest hold, clothesline. Stop with the fucking rest hold already. Enough. This shit sucks. I feel like I'm watching my grandfather's fucking old wrestling tapes, you know, from like 1950, you know? It's fucking degressed so much. It's degressed like 60 years, the match quality. It's ridiculous. And it's the same fucking booking, like that superhero booking all the fucking time. The heel beats over the face with rest holds for 20 minutes, and in the last 2 minutes, the face comes back and beats the heel. You know? It's like so fake. It's like I'm watching like a fucking Batman cartoon where he gets his ass kicked by the Joker for 10 minutes and then he beats the Joker in 1 minute. And these people are supposed to be fucking Hollywood writers, They're supposed to know how to get audiences invested in a fight, how it's supposed to be engaging, how that fear of our guy losing, So what the fuck are they doing? Hollywood writers, my fucking balls. These guys don't know how to write shit. Just think of some epic storylines you had in the Attitude Era. You had Stone Cold versus The Rock and, Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon and the corporation. You had the Ministry of Darkness, Stone Cold having to save Stephanie McMahon and helping Vince. You had some good intercontinental shit with Triple H and The Rock. You had The Rock versus Mankind in all kinds of matches. Mankind versus Undertaker and like who's the craziest, who's the darkest. DX, fucking people up. You just had epic fucking storylines that to this day are always remembered. Think of a fucking storyline in the past 2 years that actually fucking matters. The only thing I could fucking think of off the top of my head is Summer of Punk and Rock and Cena. And Summer of Punk was a huge fucking fail. It fucking sucked. It could have been the biggest thing since the Attitude Era. WWE totally fucked it up. But I'll save that for another video. But like the only thing that's on that level is maybe Rock versus Cena. And some people didn't even like that much. So, these storylines today, it's so basic, It's like, oh, I'm a contender. I'm going to fight you. Okay, I'll fight you. And there's your fucking match. Back then it was like, fucking, you pulled out a gun on me. What the fuck is your problem? I'm going to beat the shit out of you now. Or like, you fucking, you kidnap this girl and you try to rape her. I'm going to fucking kick your ass. You don't fucking kidnap and rape people. Or like Undertaker and Kane, Undertaker sets his fucking brother on fire. The fucking teddy bear is on fire and shit. And you have Paul Bear, the father, between them. It's like a family battle. It was like so much more complex than just this, I'm going to fight you. I'm going to fight you. Let's fight. They're really trying to like get into the mind of a fucking 3-year-old. It's not even 9-year-olds. 9-year-olds have a more developed mind than this, When I was 9 years old, I was watching shit like Godfather and Scarface. That shit has a story, I kept up with it. The fuck, man? Holy shit, I'm not even gonna get that much into this. Because this is another one where you would have to be mentally fucking retarded. Your brain would have to have been lobotomized in order for you to see differently on this. But the roster back then had fucking loads and loads and loads of more fucking names than this one does. Like I said in the last one, you had people like Kurt Angle, The Rock, Stone Cold, Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Undertaker, Kane, Triple H, Foley, Chris Benoit, fucking even like good mid-cards like Ken Shamrock, Val Venus, Goldust. Everybody fucking had a name, Even if they weren't that good, they had a name. Everybody remembers Goldust. Everybody remembers Val Venus. This roster today, it's like you have like fucking. First of all, there's only one household name, and that's John Cena. I don't care. I know you want to make believe CM Punk is the Messiah, but if you go to somebody's house that doesn't watch wrestling, they're not gonna know who the fuck CM who. What the fuck you saying? What the fuck is a CM Punk? Back then, you can name a bunch of these guys and anybody would know who they are. So, there you go. The roster was like this fucking long. It was like Jericho's 1001 holds in wrestling. And today, it's like fucking 2 names. Back then, the division of the roster was so clearly defined and strategically placed. You had people playing positions in the roster. You knew where they were, and this helped the audience, understand what the fuck was going on. We knew who was in the mid-card, who wasn't, who was in the main event scene, because not everybody could be a main eventer, Not everybody is made to be a main eventer. You could be in the mid-card and be important, as long as your role is clearly defined, because a show needs, some appetizers in the mid-card matches to build up to the big feast that is the main event. So back then you had, your main event scene, your upper mid-card, your lower mid-card, your middle mid-card, then your lower mid-card, and you had like some jobbers not that many jobbers back then, but you had them around, every now and then. But it just helped the progression of the show. It was a build-up to the main event. And it made everybody feel important, whether they were on the lower mid-card or the upper mid-card. Everybody was important because you had these guys playing, set roles. So you knew who was where, So it made us get invested in the characters because everybody wasn't fucking switching around, between places on the roster, And now it's like it doesn't make sense. There is no division. It's like you have somebody fucking here one night, and then next week they're here, and they keep on fucking switching back and forth and back and forth. Enough! Let's make some fucking sense. Let's get some sense back. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know if Cody Rhodes is an upper mid-carder or a middle mid-carder, I don't know where the fuck Damien Sandow is. I don't know if Alberto Del Rio is even a main eventer. He seems like a mid-carder. It doesn't make sense. This is why we can't get behind people, because we don't know where the fuck they are on the roster or how important they are. Let's get some fucking division back, please. We need it. Alright, so, titles. Let's look at what titles mean back then and what they mean today. What they meant back then. Excuse me. Alright. You had all these titles back then. You had, there's the light heavyweight championship. You had the European championship. You had the hardcore championship. You had the Intercontinental, the tag team titles, and you had your WWE championship. Back then, it was like every title mattered in some way, And it made sense because the titles were signs of progression, You had like your light heavyweight was like the cruiserweight for WCW. It wasn't a big deal. But you had like your European was here, and your tag team maybe was a little higher. And then the Intercontinental, and then the fucking WWE Championship. So you knew by who had the title where they were going with their career. They were either going up or down, So back then, the titles played a clear role in the show, They helped us understand who was where on the card. Now, it makes no fucking sense, this title picture. You have your WWE Championship, and here's everything fucking else. It's like there's nothing that goes right under the WWE Championship. This is here. Everything else here is here. To me, the Intercontinental title is as important as the fucking Divas Championship. There's no one that's more important there. You have Wade Barrett saying he's going for the heavyweight title, and then he goes for the Intercontinental. So how's that supposed to add prestige to this title, There's back then, the Intercontinental title was a sign of a breakout superstar. You think of people like Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho. These are people that were holding the Intercontinental title right before they went to their main event push. Now these Intercontinental champions are just a bunch of fucking jobbers. You have Wade Barrett, that's an Intercontinental champion, like Cody Rhodes, Kofi Kingston, and these guys haven't fucking main evented or gotten a WWE championship once. So how is the Intercontinental a stepping stone anymore for getting the WWE championship? It's not. It just means you're a jobber now. It's ridiculous. Okay, this one I guess is an acquired taste. If you have an acquired taste to it, you'll like it. So maybe some of you are gonna fucking disagree with me and bitch about me for this one. First of all, I just want to look at the characters back then. You had clear fucking awesome like superstar characters. They were like bigger than human. Now you have alright, so let's go back then. You had like a fucking dead man, like a fucking a dead man from hell, the Undertaker. You had a burned motherfucker that wears a mask and cane. You had a badass rebel that beats the shit out of his boss and Stone Cold. You had some douchebag boss that was Mr. McMahon. You had some egotistical guys. You had a crazy fucking guy that rips his hair out and lives in a boiler room of mankind. These were like larger than life characters. Like they were like like movie characters. Like shit you don't see in real life. Shit that's like, oh man, this is deep shit. This is fucking awesome. And now these fucking characters, they're not even characters. They're like people I see on the fucking street. Like I could go to fucking ShopRite or like fucking Key Food and meet these people, You have Cody Rhodes. What the fuck is he? He has a mustache. Oh, this is a deep character, guys. He has a fucking mustache. Holy shit. What else? You have Alberto Del Rio. He's just some Spanish guy. You have, I don't even fucking know. I can't even go that far with this shit. Who do you even fucking have? You have John Cena. What character is that? Who else the fuck is there? I don't even You see, this is hard. I can't think of characters, and that's the fucking problem here. Back then you had these larger than life people, and today it's just like guys you meet on the street. There's nothing larger than life about them. That's why they're not household names, because nobody gives a shit. You could go to the YMCA and meet the same fucking people. Alright, so this is probably the one I'm gonna get the most fucking shit about, and the most arguable thing on my list, but I'm gonna fucking go with it, because I'm sticking to what I believe in. So as a kid, like 7, 8 years old when I was really into wrestling, I never fucking liked Hulk Hogan, I didn't care for that red and yellow bullshit. I ate your vitamins, say your prayers. Oh, brother, yeah, brother. I didn't care for that shit. But I was a huge fucking Hollywood Hulk Hogan fan. Because, this guy I could actually, relate to. I could actually understand his motivations. He had more dimensions, He was flawed. Because, people in life are flawed. Let's fucking face it. Not everybody's one-dimensional trying to suck people's dicks to get them to cheer for them. And I don't know if this is just a generational thing. It very well might be. Because in the 90s, it was like this. It was a different generation. You had like the youth listening to Nirvana, and then later on you had like Korn and Limp Bizkit and Marilyn Manson and all this new metal type of shit. It was like crazy. It was dark. It was serious. It was questioning these fucking morals and these things in society that have always been placed, questioning them and calling these things out on their bullshit. It was a much more intelligent society and time period. It was a lot of like youth feeling disgruntled and misplaced and a lot of angst. I think of the 90s very much as the 50s in the youth revolution, but like the 90s version was just a lot more R-rated, So it was just a lot more different, and even being like fucking 7 years old in 1997, even as a kid I felt it, As a kid I just felt badass. I felt like I could fucking take on anybody because that was just the mentality back then. It was a lot more fucking like deep and like, psychological and shit. And then you go to like today's generation, and it's so fucking happy. It's like, oh my god, like it's disgusting. Everything's like party themed. Everybody's fucking smiling. Everything's politically correct. It's all fucking lights and happiness and shit. The music is like all about partying and getting drunk. There's no like deep fucking music anymore. There's no like serious music, that you could like fucking, that makes you question shit. That makes you go into your mind. It's all this like one-dimensional happy shit. Oh my god, everybody's so fucking happy. Yay, let's fucking dance. We're in a recession, but it's alright, because we're fucking partying. Yeah, we're drinking Jaeger bombs. Woo! Everything on the radio is about fucking drinking and partying and YOLO and all this fucking stuff. And it's like, oh my god, I hate this shit. I fucking can't stand this fucking society I live in these days, man. It's ridiculous. It really is. Like, you go to the 90s and you have like such it's like, yeah, you feel like a fucking real man. Listen to like some 90s shit or watch some 90s stuff. Like, yeah. And like you move to 2013 and everything is so fucking pussy. It's like you can't even like say anything without being called a racist or a sexist or politically incorrect. Everything is fucking politically incorrect today. You have to be so fucking lame. You can't have any fucking controversy. It's like everybody got their fucking balls chopped off. I hate this fucking shit. Anyway, enough with that. Let's get back to wrestling. So, basically, McMahon saw this in the 90s and he said, I'm going to give you fucking real fucking characters. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. That's what he said. Insult your intelligence with all these fucking goofball characters that he had before. And he gave us real people. He gave us, a Stone Cold, the guy that beats the shit out of his boss, We could all relate to these people, even if they were like bad guys or good guys or whatever. We can relate to them because it wasn't a clear-cut face and heel thing anymore. It was like anti-heroes. It was full of anti-heroes, like developed fucking characters, Not everybody was a face, one good boy face, one bad boy heel. It was like more in the middle. It wasn't black and white. It was gray now, And I loved it that way because they were like anti-heroes, We could see more qualities to them, And they were a lot relatable, Like, I could relate to fucking Stone Cold, wanting to beat the shit out of his boss. I could relate to Undertaker and Kane having a, sibling brother rivalry. I could relate to even Triple H for being an egomaniacal asshole. I could relate to, like, Mick Foley for being crazy a little bit, So it's like we can relate to these guys. And like today's age, how do you fucking relate to these people? I can't fucking relate to Kofi Kingston smiling 24/7, jumping up and down on a fucking pogo stick, you know, trying to get back in the ring. How do you relate to that shit? You know? How do you relate to like Cody Rhodes, like, you know, being so proud of his mustache? It's not something I can relate to anymore. And that's the fucking problem, you know? I'm not fucking saying that there's not a time and place for there to be a clearly defined face and a clearly defined heel, you know? Like, yes, I understand that's how it traditionally is. Like, you know, you're supposed to have your obvious face and your obvious heel, and, you know, that makes sense at certain times. But sometimes you need some fucking realism, you know? Sometimes I want to, like, decide who to cheer for, you know? Sometimes I want to like both guys. I want anti-heroes. You know, I want Stone Cold to do heel shit but be billed as a face, you know? It's not insulting my intelligence. That's what McMahon said. He wasn't insulting our intelligence, you know, with people like Doink the Clown. And now we get fucking Hornswoggle stepping on people's toes and Kali doing karaoke. So our intelligence is getting insulted again. This is my problem. This is why I understand why there has to be a clearly defined face and typical heel. But sometimes we need some variation. We need some anti-heroes. We need some realism. Woo! That one worked me up a little bit. Alright, let's get back to a little more fun. Pay-per-view theme songs. Another one that you have to like really actually like love today's music to be into this shit. These fucking pay-per-view theme songs are so fucking pussy. Like, you know, you're trying to do these pay-per-view theme songs to, like, use for the promo video packages before the match. And they're these happy, dancey fucking songs. Like the last song with the Royal Rumble with CM Punk and The Rock. It was so happy, dancey, 2013. It's like, how does that get me jacked up for this match? I don't know what the name of the song was. Or you have that fucking SummerSlam, the Born to Be a... Baby, you were born to be a star! How do you fucking get ready for a match with that shit? And you think of past pay-per-view theme songs, you think of like the big one, My Way, Limp Bizkit, like, you know, that video package with Austin and The Rock, possibly the greatest video package ever. You think of shit like that. You know, Saliva, Always in Survivor Series, Cold, Remedy, you know, Seether, and like, you know, some shit like that, like Ball with the Ball and stuff like that, like Highway to Hell. This is like fucking stuff that gets you amped up. These fucking songs now. And I can't blame it because Rock just sucks total fucking dick. But you know what? Take some fucking Rock songs from the past because these fucking songs are so happy, good feeling, goody two-shoes songs. It doesn't get you ready for the match at all. This is another one that pisses me off. Back then, you had like a bunch of like new innovative matches, you know? You had, you know, Elimination Chamber, you had fucking Buried Alive matches, Inferno matches, Hell in a Cell, fucking even the whole thing, the 24/7 hardcore title, fucking Lions Den matches. You know, some failed, but at least they were trying, you know? At least they were trying to make new fucking matches. What the fuck new match do we have today? What was a new match in the new era? What, the fucking Punjabi prison match? Oh, that fucking sold so well. We're getting it all the time. It's ridiculous. They can't come up with anything fucking new, these people. It's crazy. What's the last new match? I can't remember. Everything they do today is from the Attitude Era stipulation-wise. And it's like, it's not even good anymore. Like, remember when Hell in a Cell was like the fucking match? When you couldn't wait till they announced the Hell in a Cell match? They did one like once every year or every year and a half. It was like, you know, a feud that was building and boiling, and there was a bunch of matches, and finally let's fucking tear it apart and finish this shit in Hell in a Cell. That was the be-all, end-all. They'd go on top of the fucking cell, throw each other off it, beat each other with fucking flaming barbed wire, you know? Fucking go through the top of the cell. It was the be-all, end-all to a feud. And now you have like the first match of a feud being at Hell in a Cell. You know, you had like Cody Rhodes versus, you know, some other guy. It's their first fucking match, and it's a Hell in a Cell match. And it's like the most watered down Hell in a Cell match. It's just them fighting in a ring surrounded by a cell. They don't even fucking use it. All it's doing is blocking my vision of what's going on because of the steel gates, you know? They don't even use it. And it's like, you know when these matches are going to happen because they're called the fucking match on the pay-per-views. You have Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, TLC. Remember when it would be surprising when a GM would come out and say, your match is going to be a Hell in a Cell? It was like, yeah! Now you know when you're going to get these matches because the names of the fucking pay-per-views are the matches. So there goes the fucking element of surprise. Last thing I want to talk about is the pop culture relevancy between both eras. I remember being a kid, and like you would see WWF all over the fucking place. You have Stone Cold signing stuff at fucking Virgin Music Tower or whatever it was fucking called. You have, I got Goldust autograph at the Wiz store. People probably don't even know what the Wiz is. You had WWF all over the place. I had like WWF folders, WWF backpacks, WWF binders, WWF posters, every fucking action figure I could get. And everybody at school would be wearing like an Austin shirt or a Rock shirt or a DX shirt. Like this shit was everywhere, and it wasn't even just kids. You watch Attitude Era, Raws, and there's a shitload of adults there without any kids, This shit was all over the place. And one thing I like to harken back to is when Stone Cold and Mike Tyson met in the ring, and Stone Cold flipped off Mike Tyson and they were fucking brawling and shit. This shit was on the 11 o'clock news, on Eyewitness News that fucking night. When the fuck is WWE ever make a fucking news story? Never. They never make a news story anymore. This shit was relevant. Like, everybody watched this shit. This was newsworthy, This shit was, competing with Monday Night Football in the fucking ratings. Monday Night Football was having a panic attack. Now look what happens when Monday Night Football comes on. Raw gets like fucking 2.0 ratings. It's ridiculous what this fucking company has come to. You have to be like a fucking embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. You can't announce it in society because it's kind of like you're an in the closet thing, You don't want people to notice that you're a wrestling fan. You just wear your wrestling shirts when you're inside your fucking house because everybody's gonna think you're fucking 5 years old. This is what this company has come to, and it's fucking sad, because this company used to be so relevant in life. Now it's just a PG fucking shit fest, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel style fucking wrestling show. So there you go. I fucking dare you to go against my points and show me why the PG era in any of these ways is better than the Attitude Era version of that. So there you go. PG fanboys, you could come at me with your, you're living in the past, bro. You have to get with the story, bro. Support the product now. But you know what? I'd rather live in the fucking past. I don't even want your shit, I just watched this shit because I remember how good it was, I just watched this shit hoping that it'll be like that again. So you know what? I'll live in the past. I'll watch my Attitude Era DVDs, watch the fucking YouTube clips. If WWE stops fucking taking them down, I'll watch Attitude Era stuff. Because I'd rather live in the past of when something was awesome than live in the present and make believe I like it of something that's complete fucking kids shit. I'm not going to lie to myself and say, this company is great now, I'd rather be truthful and live in the past than lie to myself and live in the present, And it really pisses me off, what this company has come to, because I'm not going to try to sound corny or cheesy, but this is something that I loved. God damn it, I loved it, man. I loved this company. It was this was everything to me, I had wrestling everything. And I know it wasn't just me. I know a lot of you were like this, a lot of you Attitude Era fans, This shit was deep in our heart, And I hate to see what could sometimes be the best form of entertainment, be watered down and turned to something that's that it's fucking hard to sit through a fucking show now, And it hurts me, The only reason I stick around is because I want this shit to happen again, I'm there hoping on a thread that it's gonna happen again, I feel like a beaten fucking wife. I feel like I'm married to Vince McMahon and he beats the shit out of me every day, He was good to me once, he was a really good guy, and now he just beats me with his fucking PG fucking cock, his PG hand beating the shit out of me, and I'm beaten and battered and I complain about it, but I always come back to him because I hope he'll change back to what he once was. But it's pretty obvious that he's not fucking changing. But abusive relationships, we keep on going back. So all you PG fanboys, that's your reason why we're still watching. Because we're hoping one day this shit changes. And we want to be there when it changes back to what it actually was, We want to be there when it changes for good, We don't want to have to watch a clip of it. We want to say, holy shit, I saw that live. I saw it when the Attitude Era came back live. We're just a bunch of beaten wives, guys. We're all sucking Vince McMahon's cock, and he's beating the shit out of us with his PG hand. And we keep on coming back because hopefully he'll be good again to us. There you go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Jay Shady, spitting that truth, and I'm out.